Headed over to look at a Challenger. See ya on the rebound. Here's boys and girls. Gonna check this out today, eh? What do you think? It ain't a motorcycle, and it ain't a Harley or a BMW, but it's certainly something different. Well, here it is, people. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Sunday, March 20th. It's about 59 degrees, which is kind of warm outside, and let's start our day. So yeah, this is a little late. I know you've seen some videos of me and whatnot inside the car, but yeah, I did it. I got it. I got the Challenger. That's right. It's a 2020 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack 1320 package. Had low mileage on it, so it's obviously used as a Hellraisin, which is a reddish purple, red chip purple. And then we'll go over some details. Thanks. What's going on? This is a redo, yeah. And basically I had recorded a whole bunch of video before while I was driving. And I got home and I took the video off the SD card and copied it to my storage device to be used in Premiere, and it was problematic. Didn't record basically what I did. Either it was the SD card was getting full, or maybe the camera just got hot. Anyway, here I am a few hours later in the car, from the driver's seat, from the rider's seat, right? Except that I'm choosing not to do it while driving for certain reasons. But anyway, let me try to recap what I had discussed previously in the video, and I'll try to come along on this as quickly as possible. So basically, bought the car about 6 weeks ago. As I said, I got the car. I've been looking at cars for a couple of years now. I'm interested in the Challenger. I looked at other cars like the Camaro. I've owned two third-generation Camaros in the past. Although I've kind of written off General Motors based on my experiences with a 2009 Suburban with active fuel management issues, burning oil, but we won't go there today. Anyway, so basically, I looked at that because I wanted a classic car, like a classic modern car, that, had performance characteristics. And when you think of classic modern cars, for the most part, you would think of, Challenger, Camaro, Mustang, maybe the new Supra, if you really wanted to include that. Miatas have almost become classic, but none of those two other cars, the Japanese marks, and actually the Supra is a BMW, would work for me. So basically my short list was the three American cars. V8s, that was my prerequisite. I had to have a V8. I didn't care if it was automatic or manual transmission. So here we are. So, I ruled out the Mustang because it's just a lot tighter to get in and out of. I have nothing against Ford in particular. But ergonomically, it wasn't as good. The Camaro, because of my experience with General Motors, I kind of wanted to avoid it. That would be like kind of like a weak second choice. So I narrowed it down to the Challenger. So basically, since I wanted the V8, it would have to be the RT Scat Pack. And then if you really want to spend a lot of money, you can get the Hellcat or the Hellcat, the Demon, the Red Eye, or the three other versions of the Challenger that are a lot more money, although a lot more powerful. So, speaking about the Challenger, the RT comes with a 5.7 Hemi, 372 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque, I think, something like that. The Scat Pack has the 6.4 liter, whereas the RT has the 5.7. So this particular model, it's a 6.4 liter V8, 392, 485 horse, 475 foot-pounds of torque. And then you have the other cars, and the Hellcat starts out 707 horsepower, and it goes up from there, depending on whether you get the Red Eye or the Demon or whatever. Right, so those upper-end cars, they're out of my price range. So I've been looking around. I tried to order a car from some local dealers, and they wouldn't order for me unless I picked options of their choice that totaled in the thousands. And I basically told one of them to pound sand. And just basically took my time looking. This was this past fall, and I waited around. And then one time, coming home from dinner with my wife, I saw a Challenger Scat in a local used car lot that sells a lot of high-end cars where I live. So I scheduled a test ride with that, and I test rode it, and actually made an offer on the car, and I never heard from them. I'm kind of glad because that was, I think, a 2018. Only had 9,900 miles on it, but it was a standard Scat. So it came with the 9-inch wide wheels, which come with 245s, and it loses traction at will. And it wasn't a really high option car. It was okay. And it wasn't in the color that I originally wanted. It was an octane red, and I like either Hellraiser purple or plum crazy purple. Those were the colors that I was interested in. So anyway, after not getting ghosted basically from that dealer, later on I saw an ad on Instagram for this car, at Mercedes of North Scottsdale. So I contacted them and scheduled a test drive on that weekend, and test drove the car. Liked it. It's a 2020 Challenger RT Scat Pack with the 1320 package, which includes some things that the Demon comes with in terms of drag racing. It has drag radials on the car that are wider. The wheels are wider, so it's 275 40 20s on the car. Has semi-active suspension. Has the launch mode, but also line lock. It has performance pages in the head unit that you could really get into modifying the tuning modes, like it has track mode and standard mode and sport mode and all these different things. So you can actually customize that if you want. You can get a lot of data from the engine, like coolant temperature, oil temperature, tire pressure, all sorts of crap. It'll even tell you how much horsepower the car is making. If you do pulls, do runs. And it has timers in there, so it'll tell you your 60 foot, the whole 9 yards. It's a nav unit too, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This car came with a subwoofer, the Harman Kardon subwoofer. Also with the leather interior. And it also came with the 8-speed auto. It's a ZF 8HP 70 with the paddle shifters and all that stuff. It has Brembo brakes on the car and whatnot. So it's a decent car, I think. So there was that. So what was really positive about the experience at the Mercedes deal, it was a used car. It was a trade that they just got in. And, contacted the sales guy, as I said. His name was Lou Gordon. And Lou was really straightforward, so we sat down and we talked a bit. And he said, "Oh, you're not from around here." Again, maybe third time will be a charm. So anyway, I was talking about Lou Gordon, who is a sales person at Mercedes of North Scottsdale. And basically, I set up the test drive with Lou. Came in, we talked a bit, found out we're both from New York, whatnot. Talked about what I did, what he's been doing, whatever. Just a friendly conversation. And he basically said to me, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. He says, you're a smart guy. He says, this is how I roll. We have text, title, registration. He has a standard dock fee that's probably in line pretty much with what dealers around here charge. And he charges 1% on top of the bank rate. And he said, I'll get several rates from, different banks. I'll show them to you so you know what the bank is charging. And he did. And he put 1 point on top of that. So the guy was really, really straightforward. Really straightforward. And basically, it took me an hour and 15 minutes from start to finish for the time I took the test drive until I was out the door. And basically it took that long because I forgot to unlock my credit, reporting bureau accounts because I locked them. And I had to unlock it from there, and it took me a little bit of time because of phone connectivity issues there and whatnot. But I didn't spend, maybe 3 minutes in the F&I office. I just had to sign papers and that was it. No, you have to pay for LoJack or, upgraded car mats or whatever the F these guys try to sell you when you're in the F&I office. And there's none of that, no extended warranty, nothing. Just sign on the dotted line. When I was done, I was out. That was it, So it's probably one of the most straightforward car buying processes that I had in a very, very, very long time. None of the four square appeal to a higher authority. I got to go talk to my manager 15 times. So you get to sit in a chair and I wear your ass down kind of bullshit. Nope, none of that at all. So hats off to Lou Gordon at Mercedes of North Scottsdale. He was pretty good. So anyway, that's about it. I picked up the car later that day. They prepped it. Basically washed it, whatever, made sure everything was perfectly spotless, and did a service on the car and whatnot, and took it home, and here we are. The car is a beast, absolutely. It doesn't, for the power it puts out, it gets great gas mileage, because it has MBS. So, combined, I've been getting about 18 miles to the gallon with the car and commuting. If you keep it around 65 with the cruise on, you can expect, I was, my indicator on the dash, probably 27, 28. At 80 with the cruise on, I get about 24, which isn't bad. It's pretty damn good considering what the car is. It has active exhaust, so it has like these electromechanical butterflies in the exhaust that kind of keep the noise down when you're just cruising along. But when you hit it, it's like I literally can hear those butterflies pop open, and it's like the Batmobile, man. The exhaust wraps out, and the car takes off like a rocket. This car is not, it doesn't suffer fools. Let's put it that way. Especially in wet weather, which, you'll see on the tires. I have drag rails on this. I showed them in some video that you'll see after this video. They're getting worn. They're worn pretty much down. So I'm going to basically replace them with some Continental all-season performance tires that'll last longer and get better traction in all weather. Because I'm telling you, in the rain, you do not want to have an insensitive right foot. This car would definitely get around on you. And if you disable the traction control, I put in track mode. It's like you really have to be smart. That's for sure. But it goes. It goes. The other day I was getting on the 202 and there was a SS Camaro convertible that was getting on too, and he wanted to play. He took off first, and and basically hit it, and I just reeled his ass in. So the car can go. Anyway, so far I'm pretty happy with it. I'll be doing some videos in the future in regards to, John from Road Reality asked for some burnouts and stuff. I'll probably do some of that before I get the new tires and give John a show with that. And if you guys have any questions about the car, something you want to see in mod you think I should do, I'll do. Maybe. The car is under warranty still, so there's some limitations, things I won't do. But, if you have any questions too, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But so far, so good. It's pretty much what I expected. And that's about it. Anyway, I'm going to toss off here to some short clips I have explaining and showing a few things about the car, walk around. And then I'll do something a little different. And ending with a video of me and my wife on our balcony, showing me trying to keep out of trouble with her. Or maybe she's trying to get me into trouble, right? Put me in a place. Anyway, you'll get to see my wife. My better half. She's quite a bit different than I am. Anyway, guys, I'll preempt this with, you be you. Everybody else is taken, trust me. They are. You don't want anybody else than who you really are. And I'll see you down the road, Be good out there, be careful, ride safe, and I'll see you. The last year was the year before this, of 2019. But everything's pretty straightforward in terms of where things are located. Oil, dipstick, windshield wiper fluid, fuse boxes, antifreeze. Here's the air box. Some people like to put the Hellcat box in. It's not that expensive, and it has a tube that runs into the headlight because this has headlights with the pass-through, so you could use that for an air inlet like ram air. They also have a kit that goes under the hood here, and then has a thing mounted here that goes into the top of the air box, so it functions as almost like a ram air too, and uses the hood scoop. This hood scoop is actually an open vent, so air can get in the engine compartment, and it has functional vents to get the hot air out. Let's go look at the trunk. So here we go, here's the trunk, and inside the trunk is our Harman Kardon subwoofer. Also has an air pump here. It doesn't come with a spare, it just has that. So, got that. And the battery's also in the back. I guess there's no room up front for the battery. And it looks like there's more fuses back here, and I actually over here have my toolkit for my motorcycle, because I keep a tire repair kit in their plugs. I would not recommend using fix-a-flat on modern cars with the air sensors, because that stuff will screw up the sensors and everything, the pressure sensors, and then you got to replace those, and they're not cheap. Anyway, it's not a bad sized trunk, you could fit some stuff in here, definitely. Definitely needs a bath, probably get one today, but it's pretty cool. The other thing about this car is they only made 41 1320s in this color for this year in the whole world, and with the way my car is optioned out, I think it's one of two. Pretty cool. This thing also has Brembo brakes on it, which are good, definitely. You can see there, 275/40 R20s. Those are the Nexans. But you're gonna go away. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.
So Jim, on this lovely night when we're out on the porch and you just brought me a gin and tonic, which is one of my favorites, just enlighten me. What's the best thing about being married to me? Is there one? Is there just one? Oh no. I'm taken aback by your silence. Is it that I have to wear glasses now 24/7 that's putting you off?
No, Mary, it's not putting me off.
Oh, thank the Lord.
You're putting me on the spot here, having to say, the one thing.
Or just any positive little nugget that will bring me through next week.
I don't know. Don't take yourself so seriously.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I am going to think about that next week.
I see.
Have a great one, guys.
Yeah.
Can you wave?
Bye.